So I heard a fabulous comparison of the ego to Stockholm syndrome. And it just struck me that this is such a wonderful way to see through the blinders or the veil, as some say, that's going on that keeps us from knowing what we're not and what we really are. We think we're the ego, but we're not that. You want to wake up from suffering right now, here and now. It's to see that the ego, it's like a little pet we've created, and we give it a name, a gender, a sexual identity, maybe a score of 1 to 10. How are we doing on appearance? How are we doing on career? How many friends do we have, etc., etc. We dress up the pet. We get acquainted with the pet. And it's Stockholm syndrome because we become fused to that sense of, I am the ego, I am that one, I am Jasmine, I am insert your name here. And we must learn to adore it, to learn it, to come to forget that we've been held captive by it. Okay, the Stockholm syndrome is like right. It's that classic idea that your abuser, the one that kidnapped you, you start to become familiar with them, and perhaps at first it's fawning to survive, but eventually you almost forget or have to dissociate that you were ever kidnapped by them in the first place. This is the ego, okay? Perhaps for some it's way back when in early childhood. I've said before, if you had trauma in your life, often in childhood, then that time when you were carefree, that timeless reality, love flow, right, of enlightenment. I mean, truly, the little ones have enlightenment shining from their eyes. That time can be cut short, right? That season can be cut short, and then you dissociate and identify with an ego, with a separate self, and you have to take care of it. And there's a lot of fear wrapped up. And for some, that pet, that Stockholm syndrome with the pet that you are, comes online later in life. But for all, it eventually comes to becoming acquainted with, loving, familiarizing yourself with, learning to live with, right? That which actually kidnapped you from a sense of vivacious living in the here and now. Okay? So for every one of us that has identified with a thought, and the big whammy thought is that I am an I, separate from all of life. Here's my name. Here's the facts about me. I'm going to die. I need to take care of something called the past and a future. That is a kidnapping. Okay? Another way to put it is it's a trance. It's like awareness got somehow hijacked or temporarily went to sleep. In A Course in Miracles, we say that which is real can never be threatened, and that which is unreal does not exist. So there's a paradox here, right? If I say awareness got hijacked or we went into a trance, awareness went nowhere. Reality is always here. That is what we are. That's what's running us, okay? That is all there is. But paradoxically, we can live with such a diluted, heavy sense of self, that pet, that ego that we have to take care of, that we are not touching into reality. In fact, we're swimming through really deep and choppy waters of suffering. And sometimes we convince ourselves things are going well. Here's that Stockholm syndrome piece. This is our pet. We're going to take care of it. We're going to dress it up. We're going to make friends for it. We're going to find lovers for it. We're going to earn love for it. We're going to earn a reputation for it and take really good care. And if someone attacks that reputation, perhaps we're going to blame, we're going to blast, or we're going to fawn, and we're going to people please, right? So that we can just take the best care of our pet that we can. I mean, it's scary out here. You got to protect that pet. But we have become enraptured by that which actually put us to sleep, right? And temporarily appeared to kidnap us from what we truly are, from reality, which is ease, which is flow, which truly takes care of all of us. And what are we? We are that which we seek. We are reality. We are truth. So it's Stockholm syndrome, baby. And someone is pounding at the door. You've been found. You've been found. And Stockholm Syndrome is not for life. The pet does not need to be taken care of. You can wake up from this dream that there is something you need to do, some heavy bags you need to carry, some reputation you need to take care of, that there is anything outside of this moment at all. There is nothing outside of this moment. Nothing. This is what you are, this sensation arising and falling. This is the all of it. And as I've referred to the fetters system before, it's something lately I've been really enjoying. Once our mind becomes unfettered to what the Buddha said are these 10 perceptual filters, whew, Stockholm Syndrome's done. You don't want to take care of the pet because you realize the pet does not exist. And you're no longer bound, even on a very subtle level, and certainly not on a gross, overt level, to identity and fusion with that pet. Stockholm Syndrome is done. And the funny part, the forgiving part, the part full of grace, is letting yourself off the hook for ever dissociating in the first place and imbuing a sense of I into a pet separate from all of life. The biggest person, the biggest forgiveness we do, the hardest person to forgive is ourselves. Because for very good reasons, perhaps for survival, or for some just sort of the natural transition into the adult world, the thought world, we go to sleep. We leave sensation, we leave here and now, again with trauma. Perhaps that was a genius way to survive whatever situation you were in, and as a child your little system couldn't handle it. But we do have to go back, trace that step back. Well, actually, let me change that. We don't have to go anywhere. We are only here now. We have to go nowhere. Do I contradict myself? Very well. I contradict myself. I contain multitudes. Thank you, Walt Whitman, our dear friend. We don't have to go anywhere, but if you're curious, there was a moment when you left sensation only here now, and it became the project of I. And that had to take place in thought, okay? And we can forgive ourselves. We are so forgivable. We're so innocent, okay? It's Stockholm Syndrome, okay? In a flash, you'd forgive whoever was taken captive and then developed Stockholm Syndrome and came to find love, affection, connection, and endearment for their captor. In a flash, that's you. And you're free. You're free. So all suffering can end here and now when you realize you don't have to hold on to the project of me and my anymore. You are free. Let's celebrate. For all my people who said, turn the volume up, I'm working on getting a fancier mic. For right now, I work with this simple mic, but I'm trying to mess with the volume. So hopefully you can hear me. And so much love and aloha out there. Thank you to the inspiration for this talk, which was a Course in Miracles training I was doing. And someone said, it occurs to me the ego is like Stockholm Syndrome. And I was like, yes, it is. So much love and aloha.